Now, what's the story about you having an adopted brother?
Oh, that became actually
Is that a rumor?
Yeah, the first wave of press was all about, well, Nick's going to come and do this thing, this concert. The second big wave of press was that, because I mentioned some Hello Magazine, Hello Magazine, their Serbian version did an email interview with me, and I said, another thing is that my adopted brother, is actually of Serbian descent. And that became, I phoned him a couple days later and said, John, you're the second most famous guy in Serbia right now. He didn't even know what I was talking about. So now he's going to come.
Oh,
we're going to go there for the first week, and John's going to fly in on the 10th.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's going to come there, so that's going to be interesting for him to see, people just as tall as him.
Yeah. That's amazing. So now, Rob, what do you miss most about that series, about Sweating Bullets?
Oh man, the list. My friends. I made so many good friends. I met my wife on that. I made friends in Israel, South Africa, Mexico. I miss every day waking up with or without a hangover and being around 70 people, 70 to 100 people who would just go to war for you. We really had in 3 different countries with different crews and everything because of the core group of people that traveled all around, core group of Canadians. It's a different word. I think we're very honorable in that regard. Is that we have a very humble way of working. We all pitch in together. Nobody's got big ego problems or anything like that. And we just took that mentality where we went. Everybody was so relieved that it wasn't assholes that we were working with.
Yeah.
That everybody embraced us. So every day, in whatever country it was, I would go to set smiling, happy, 15 hours a day, 6 days a week, 11 pages a day personally, and just love it because everybody was there, embracing you and smiling, and obviously tropical settings, that was great.
Yeah, no kidding.
But the people, I love that energy.
That's all right.
Nice.
You guys aren't going to a tropical setting.
Well,
we're trying, right?
Maybe you'll have to go back to the places where you filmed as part of the documentary.
That's what I tried to slip that in. We'll see if it goes. Yeah.
Get some of the old cast members.
You might have to come with us to interview us while we're down there.
I think so.
I
really
we can work
think
something up.
Yeah, I think it's necessary.
And Mauritius, you want to get Mauritius.
Sure, let's do it.
Now, do you keep in touch with any of your former cast members, or?
Carolyn, I kept in touch with for years. We lived close in LA, and then when we came back to Toronto, we'd see each other. But she's out in PEI now.
Yeah.
So I called her a couple months ago, really late at night, and just told her what was going on, and asked if it was, if her passport was in order. And now we can't do that on this leg of it. What I want to do is, when we get some funding and get a broadcaster, go back and have her experience that. But we just can't because I don't have the money.
Funding.
To pay. And I can't call her and say, hey,
another part of it.
Exactly. I mean, and she's a wonderful woman too. The fans there on the Facebook fan sites were like, well, Carolyn's got to come.
Yeah.
Which I agree. I mean, she's, and I'd love to have her there. And I'd love to see her again. It's been a while, a couple of years.
So it sounds like there was a real chemistry that developed on set that probably translated to people watching it. And maybe that had a lot to do with...
Yeah, because if I look at it now, it was already dated when it came out. It was kind of fun. It was tongue-in-cheek. Like the writers were really cool about keeping it tongue-in-cheek. It was always very light. It was fairly standard stories, but it was fairly light. Yeah, and I got to believe it's... Because I couldn't act. I mean, that was my first acting gig. And I was
That's not what I heard.
Terrible. Well, okay.
I thought you were very good, actually, in Two of Hearts. I really did. I did.
Thank
and you were playing the piano, and
thank you.
Rob's kind of multi-talented.
I didn't play the piano.
Well, you were singing.
I did sing. Yeah.
Is that the one we were looking at the other day? With you and Jim in tuxedos?
No, God, no.
I was going to say,
that wasn't really.
You're not a film critic, right?
No, that was something we did when we were like in our early 20s.
Okay.
And that was a movie I directed myself. Terrible. But, well, I had a little bit of experience. That was 98. This was 1990. And after Sweating Bullets finished, that was 3 years, 66 episodes, 11 pages a day. I mean, I learned something. I don't know if, I learned how to act, but I know when I went there, honestly, my whole thing was which I think helped in the end. I couldn't hit any of the the lines that they put in when he, you know, originally he was a really dark character. He was a misogynist. He was,
really?
yeah, really sarcastic and cynical and yeah, borderline crazy.
Because he was an ex, well, I don't know.
I don't even know why.
Mountie, XD, like how many different X?
You know what that was? That was a Canadian content. It was Canadian content.
So you had to put Mountie in it, right?
Yeah. So it was an ex-Mountie and an ex-DA.
I know. It's like anything else.
Yeah, it's silly. We were the first NAFTA co-production, so we were trying to make everybody happy.
Yeah.
But I didn't know how to hit all those character beats they had written in there. So what I ended up doing, just because it's all I knew, was just to be as natural and as. So I'd say these lines that were written to be really, misogynist and macho with women, and I just smile and grin and be nice because that's all I knew how to do. Like I didn't know how to sell it. And it ended up, then they started writing for that, and I think it ended up being more successful because it was a gentler version of it. It was just a nice guy who had a great life.
So then it turned into every mother should be proud to have a son
Serbia.
like Nick.
Yeah, right. You believe that? Every mother should have a guy walking around with his shirt undone.
What is going on,
sleeping
Mark?
with every woman.
I'm not sure. That's probably that's the central question. You know.
What is going on? So did you have a favorite episode? Like, is there an episode that's... I know you wrote quite a few of them, right? And you directed some of them?
I directed 5, and I co-wrote with my cousin 6 or 7. I can't remember exactly.
Yeah. Do any of the episodes stand out? Like, were there any...
really remember.
Don't really remember.
Honestly, I don't remember them. I didn't read any of the scripts except the ones that I wrote. And directed. The ones I directed, I had to read. But... Yeah. So that's probably, 11 or 12 or something like that I actually read out of 66. Yeah. When I read the pilot, so 13. But the other ones, honestly, I just didn't have time. I had one day off and I wasn't going to look at the script. I should get there in the morning. What are we doing? They give me the sides for the day to be, a 5-page scene, okay? And I remember I learned to be so fast on that show with getting a performance on its feet. From just being...
you had to.
Well, you can't survive. And plus I was having so much fun.
Yeah.
We were partying every night. You're young. It's a chance.
You're gonna have to relive this in a documentary.
Yeah.
That'll be hard for Mark. Yeah. He hates having a good time.
I don't like that so much. Pretty low key.
Now, how long did you actually work? What did a typical day kind of consist of?
6 a.m. Well, in Mexico, it was 5:30. Somebody finds me in a bar with the director of photography.
Yeah.
Just a great guy. He's dead now, but he's a wonderful fellow. They drag us to set. We might sleep on the van up to Bucerias from Puerto Vallarta.
Mm-hmm.
Get there. For the first few episodes, they would put makeup and do hair, but I just had a ponytail, so just to save time, I just put it in a ponytail and didn't do any makeup anymore. I had a tan by week 2, so I just said, screw it. Guy. So I just get there, do the blocking of the scene. By 6:15, 6:30 we're off. 6:45 maybe we're shooting, and I just start every scene. I memorize it, do it, and forget it. Just dump it out, and it was gone. If you asked me 5 minutes after a long, really heavy dialogue scene, I could tell you a thing I said. Really? So I'm right on the next one, and then we do that one, and I work, probably till 9 at night, 10 at night.
Yeah.
Back to town, swear to God I'm going to bed. Well, you'd walk in because in the Melia Hotel in Puerto Vallarta, you'd walk into the foyer. It was all open. Yeah. And before you got to the elevators to your hotel room, the bar was right there. Yeah. And then if somebody's there, and you want to talk about your day, you want to shoot the shit about, oh, that was funny when this happened. Unwind. And then there was a little pub off the side where this guitarist would let us go in there and take the guitar.
Well, see, this is what you need to do. You need to go back to all those little pubs with the guitar.
Yeah.
Do a revisit thing, like you used to do.
It's our next film,
actually. Yeah. Just keep riding this old show until it's dead.
It's called Milking the Show.
That's right.
Well, why not?
Milking bullets.
Yeah.